So Nore had my expert opinion on Drink Champs, and he brings up the situation with you and the Locks, basically saying I could never interview an enemy of someone I'm cool with. He says the Locks probably feels like he should believe what the people should believe what they say because they're so honorable. You also felt like he was saying Math shouldn't have let you on his podcast, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what he was saying without saying it in so many words.
Right. But Math, he stood tall on his decision because he don't really have a close relationship with the Locks like that.
Hmm.
How did you feel about the journalism aspect? Because Nori has been on record saying he's a journalist, but now he's come out and he said, I'm not a journalist. And I've never said I was a journalist.
Man, I feel like he knows exactly what he did, and he said what he said, and I'm glad he said what he said because it what it did was it pulled back the curtains on what really takes place in the industry, and it shows the consumers just how far relationships in this game go and how people use certain relationships to keep others out. You feel what I'm saying? He really showed that and he co-signed it and he let people know in real time that it still is alive and well and that's how the industry operates and it works. You feel what I'm saying? Like you trying to say, hold up, because me and these guys had personal issues that you're not supposed to deal with me on any type of level, on any capacity because of that. Like even though you may be cool with me, so you can't be cool with both. Like if we had personal issues that you have absolutely nothing to do with, nah, don't deal with him because you rock with him, or you supposed to automatically believe him, even if it don't make no sense. Just believe him, no. Like, no, dude, it don't work like that. And for you even co-signing something like that, or even out there promoting something like that, like you sound questionable, man. Like everything you saying should be questionable. You dig? Like, it ain't cool. You supposed to be a real one. You dig? Like, you from the Apple, man. Like you a legend. Like so when he said that, I had to speak on it on my vlog series because I'm like, dude, you posted you what you're doing is a form of journalism right now because people will they will be quick to say, well, nah, he ain't a real journalist and all that. He just a rapper giving his opinions on stuff, drinking and stuff. Yeah, but it's a form of journalism. Whenever you're reporting on someone and you're um, spreading news about a situation, you're doing a form of journalism. Whether you want to actually take that title or not, that's what you're doing, man. So with that said, you have to do responsible journalism. You can't just be out there just saying stuff and like, come on, man. Like, have to be more conscious of what you say.
Yeah, because then like people were saying like, oh, he's just a YouTuber. I mean, he's dyslexic and stuff. So come on, he can't even like spell. So like, why would you even like try to hold him up to that standard? But I feel like if you're gonna call yourself a journalist, at least try to live up to that, right? I mean,
Hmm.
that's what he's been saying that he is a journalist, and I got love for Nord because he's entertaining, bro. Like Drink Champs is a great platform and everything, but I mean, we gotta hold people accountable for the stuff that they say.
Absolutely.
And when you came out and you said what you said, it was like, oh, now he just hating on Nori, and you know what I mean? Like,
And people with common sense, with any type of with a lick of intelligence, would be like, how in the hell is he hating on Nori by stating the obvious? This dude literally just got on his platform and said everything that I said he said. Like, so how am I hating on him? Because you wasn't intelligent enough to decipher what he just said. I'm trying to break it down in layman's terms for you guys.
and what's crazy though is like, are you expecting a person not to respond if somebody brings up their name though?
Hmm.
Like he said your name, right? So like, why wouldn't you want to actually comment on it?
Man, again, the consumers, man. A lot of people are weird out here, and you can't expect them to look at things the way you look at things. You can't expect them to be able to digest certain information the way you digest it or retain it because, I mean, as we all know, common sense isn't common. So it's just a weird thing.
So with you being from the streets, right, and now you're in a kind of like a journalistic kind of with your content making and everything, like to speak to what you were saying before, when you're reporting on something, at least you got to be responsible, right? You got to
Yeah,
be
I mean,
responsible for it.
yeah. A lot of the stuff that if I like report something or touch on a topic, I try not to get too emotionally involved in it. I try to like keep myself like balance or in a space that I'm not like going overboard because people will take that personal. You know what I mean? I don't want to look at things and give my personal opinions like, yo, nah, I'm feeling this. I think it's this because I personally feel this way, or it's like that. Nah, I'm gonna just get them what I see and let them tell me how they feel about it. Because you're not gonna get me caught up in something because I'm saying some crazy stuff. Nah, I know how it works, man.
Right. And I feel like have you seen his most recent episode with CNN with Capone on there and everything and Smoke Champs?
Nah, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I ain't see that.
Because on there he says he addressed the situation with you. He said that I would never diss Jay Hood. I got no problems with these people and everything. That's when he said like, "Oh yeah, I'm not a journalist after all, right?" And then DJ EFN says, "We're not journalists. We're here to celebrate the guests, give them their flowers. We're not even here to fact check anything."
Yeah, now you want to say that though, but when Maffin was up there, you were saying the opposite. You like, yo, nah, you should just believe what they saying because they're so honorable and all that. Like nobody never lied on you. Like you know what I mean? Like it's impossible for that to happen. Like, come on, you got to stand on what you said, man.
Right, but he also elaborated on the situation with you. He said it was basically a semantics issue, right? Where you thought he was saying the locks are so honorable when he actually said the locks probably feels that they're so honorable that everybody should believe them.
Okay, I mean, I didn't even see the episode of what you're talking about, so I never even. This is new news to me. I never even knew that he said that. But um, okay, so if he took that route and he's saying that, I mean, maybe they did feel that way, but still, for you to even bring that up, you're supposed to shine light on logic. You know what I'm saying? Like you being in the position that you're in with that platform, you're supposed to introduce logic to the equation. Like, you know what? I hear they may be looking at things like that, but I also hear where he was coming from because he elaborated on what made him or what his mind state was during the time that he left. So I understand both sides of the spectrum. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's something he could have simply did. I mean, I'm not saying he had to do it. He did what he did. I don't really care, but you know,
Right. Because, now with more people being in podcasting, right? And for some people, they consider it a form of journalism, but we don't have a book for street dudes in podcasting, right? So a
right.
lot of times people are kind of like at this difficulty of like, do you follow the street code of just like, do you follow the street code of just like siding with whoever you're cool with? Or do you actually follow the journalistic integrity?
I mean, and that's the tricky thing, man. But it's tricky, but it's not tricky. You have to do the right thing, like Spike Moogie. Like use your. I'm not even gonna say use your intuition because if you use your intuition, you might be like, oh, I'm gonna side with who I think is right. Nah, just do the right thing, man. Just do responsible journalism, man. That's it. Period. Be logical. Look at, like I said, look at things from both angles, all spectrums, and that's the most you could do. You know, and that'll prevent you from being in sticky situations or putting yourself in certain situations where you will be forced to defend your statements.